Over the past several years, GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic have become all of the rage. In our day and age, there truly is an obesity epidemic, with almost 75% of people in the US being either overweight or obese. And that's not because people like or prefer being overweight, but for many, it's because it's just hard not to be. Why? Well, many of us do live predominantly sedentary lifestyles, yes, but perhaps the main culprit is the North American food culture. We have access to a practically endless and affordable selection of delicious, hyper-palatable, high-calorie, and easy to overeat foods stocking our grocery stores and restaurants. And these foods and meals are made even more accessible by our meal delivery services. As this kind of diet is what our culture largely revolves around, it's the norm. And it's why so many people have found themselves either overweight or obese. Indeed, the question ought not to be, how are there so many overweight Americans out there? It should instead be, how are there Americans that aren't overweight? And so GLP-1 drugs come along as an incredible weight loss solution. As most know, it's a drug that massively reduces appetite, thereby solving the problem of overeating by eliminating hunger itself. A true magic pill solution. Many would argue that it's an absolute godsend, something that will be life-changing for countless individuals and something that will dramatically transform the overall health and longevity for the better for our society as a whole. That being so, I find myself in opposition to it. I think it comes with some serious negative ramifications. Although I definitely won't claim to be able to predict how it will affect our culture in the long term, I do think it has the potential to create more harm than what most people might think. And for reasons that might seem surprising. In this video, while showing you footage from my latest full-body gym workout, I'm going to share the main reasons why I think that GLP-1 drugs are not nearly as good as many people think they are. Now, I have to say, this is all based on my personal opinion, and I'm not a doctor or a medical expert in this field, so please take everything I'm about to share with a grain of salt. That said, I would love to know your opinions on the topic too, so feel free to drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, if you do find yourself enjoying this video or that it's insightful at all, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. Okay, let's dive in. Before I share what I think is the most profound reason for my opposition of GLP-1s, I need to start with some of their more obvious potential downsides. GLP-1s massively reduce appetite. So naturally, they lead to a dramatically lowered intake of food for most people. When it comes to fat loss, that sounds great, right? Well, sure. It means significantly less calories eaten after all. With that, fat loss will be all but guaranteed for most. That being so, there's a couple of big problems that might potentially come with that. Unless you have a good basis of nutritional knowledge or have a skilled nutritionist working with you as you take the drug, you might find yourself losing fat at a rate that means inevitable and significant muscle loss. In addition to that, you might find yourself becoming unknowingly malnourished to the detriment of your overall health and longevity, fat loss aside. Without a good foundation of nutrition knowledge, there's a good chance that the smaller amount of food that you do consume won't consist of all of the macro and micronutrients needed to uphold a healthy body. If you have no appetite, what's to stop you from not eating enough vegetables or to not eat enough high-quality protein? Now, again, with a good understanding of nutrition or with the help of a knowledgeable nutritionist, you could ensure that you don't find yourself in a state of rapid, unhealthy fat loss with the side effect of muscle loss or become malnourished through poor food selection. That being so, my speculation is that most people who take the drug won't have that nutritional understanding and won't have a nutritionist helping them along the way. And so many people taking the drug could find that despite the fat loss that comes from taking it, they run into those substantial potential problems as a trade-off. It's definitely not good, and one of the reasons why I think the drug has a potential for creating a lot of harm. It's not the main reason, though, why I'm opposed to it. Consider losing body fat the good old-fashioned way. I'm talking about through changing your lifestyle habits by adopting a healthy eating routine, where you intentionally eat in a caloric deficit through intentional food selection and portion control, and through adopting a regular exercise routine. There's no doubt that for many, or even most, doing so is much easier said than done, especially in this day and age where, as mentioned earlier, our culture revolves around eating in a way that is not at all in alignment with maintaining a lean, healthy body fat percentage. And where it's all too easy to be almost completely sedentary, save for the walking needed to get to and from work. So yes, absolutely, without a doubt, losing body fat is a challenge for most. GLP-1 drugs are a way of skipping that challenge, to bypass it. Sounds great? I don't think so. In fact, it's the main reason why I'm so opposed to it. See, the challenge of learning and practicing how to eat healthy and exercise regularly leads to more than just the end of getting in great shape. Through sticking with it, it leads to developing discipline, self-control, temperance, patience, fortitude, and so on. It leads to the development of inner strength and virtue. If you take away that challenge and opt to take the magic pill route instead, you miss out on all of that growth. My personal opinion is that that is a big negative. And not only because it's a means of missing out on the potential growth of taking on the challenge that is fitness, but because it acts as a reinforcement to take the easy road or to skip the challenge. I've heard it argued that taking GLP-1s and skipping the challenge is the intelligent decision for many people who struggle to accomplish fat loss and get in shape the good old-fashioned way. The argument is that in taking the drug, it leads them to the results they are looking for, saving them physical, mental, and emotional bandwidth to pursue other, more important things. Perhaps an example could be a lawyer who, instead of being bogged down by the challenge of getting in shape through dieting and exercising the old-fashioned way, could just skip the challenge altogether, leaving them to be able to instead focus all of their energy on their work as a lawyer. I get the argument. It makes logical sense, and for many, it could hold to be true. I think, however, that the argument wouldn't hold up for most people, though. Think about it. By taking something like Ozempic, you intentionally skip the challenge that comes with getting in shape naturally. Doing so reinforces a certain pattern of behavior. What pattern of behavior, you ask? The pattern of picking the easy magic pill solution that takes zero time and zero effort. So a huge portion of the people who take the drug, perhaps not all, but I suspect the vast majority, are the same people who are inclined to skip challenges. And my suspicion is that although on paper it would save them more time and energy to spend being productive in other areas, they wouldn't be. I think it would just reinforce the pattern of behavior of shying away from challenges or from being productive, leaving most people, again, not all, but most, to just uphold their regular level of productivity or less. And I think that by reinforcing a pattern of behavior that involves taking the easier path, it actually acts as a catalyst for creating a lazier, less ambitious population that is less productive, not more. That's the heart of why I'm opposed to GLP-1s. But again, that's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor or a medical expert in the field. And there you have it. I'm largely opposed to GLP-1 drugs because, on a surface level, they have the potential to lead people to losing muscle and to even become malnourished. On a deeper level, They encourage a pattern of behavior that I think isn't good, which is to skip challenges, to take the easy path, and to miss out on potential growth. I think that latter reason is the one that has the potential to have the greatest negative impact on society as a whole. But I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on this. Let me know if you agree or disagree and why or why not in the comment section below. Before this video comes to a close, I want to quickly let you know about the work that I do. When I'm not making YouTube videos and Instagram content, I work full-time as an online physique coach, where I help my clients to accomplish their muscle growth and fat loss goals by optimizing their approach to strength training and nutrition. And I coach them through the process. I've been doing this work for over 7 years and love helping my clients to not only transform their bodies, but ultimately their lives. If you've been considering getting some help with accomplishing your own physique goals, feel free to hit the link in the description below, where you can learn a little bit more about the work that I do and how it can help you. You can even use that link to schedule a free video consultation with me. If you have any questions about my coaching or how it can help you, just email me at sam@jadeathletics.ca. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.